Uh, basketball.
Would tennis be one of them?
Tennis, yes.
Is that your sport?
Tennis is my
Sign you up. But now all of these guys that play these games like soccer, tennis, and so forth, they all participate in the summer program, right?
Right.
So if she were interested, all she'd have to do is dial the 1-800 number for Sport for Understanding and get on a tennis team and be gone. We'll help you raise money.
And I think that's important that the kids get involved in the fundraising and that so that they feel they're working toward a common goal. And I know these guys and I are getting closer and closer every day by, you know, just understanding each other, and it's been a blast. I mean, I couldn't have a better team.
What a family.
Where are you guys going next week to Ann Arbor? What are you going to do? What's the purpose of that, going to Ann Arbor?
It's going to be a culture, it's like setting up a culture shock. They'll set us up in a situation where we have no idea what is going on, and we have to try to figure out what's going to happen and how we're going to handle the situation. It's so we get used to not knowing what's going on.
Okay. And perhaps giving you some do's and don'ts?
Right, tips on how we can... I know one thing in Germany, I guess you cannot wear shorts. It's very offensive to wear shorts. So we've already talked about that. And there's a lot of other little things that you have to watch. It's very easy in Germany to get alcohol versus over here, and that's...
We better watch that.
We've talked about that a lot. And we want to make sure because we don't want to embarrass ourselves or our country.
Yeah.
And that's what some of the things they're going to go over next week. It's a two-day orientation that's going to go through everything, how to pack. You know, you can imagine these girls getting everything they have in 2 suitcases, including their hair dryers, which will not work on the electricity over there unless they have a special adapter.
That's right, for the current, yeah. You know, we had a young man who was here not too long ago from France. His name was Fred, and he was... I remember that because he says, hello, I'm Fred from France, you know. But anyways, he was saying to us that as a part of the French culture, that they have wine with dinner and, you know, a little alcoholic beverage with some of their meals. And so I noticed that some of our Teen Talk teens, their eyes begin to get larger and larger, you know. So it's good that they would tell you those kinds of things, that you'll have that opportunity to find out the do's and don'ts and things to help make it safe and make it a more pleasant trip for you guys to go. I'm getting all excited, and I'm not even going to Bridgeport.
Well, Lisa's going to miss milk very badly, she said, too.
They won't be able to drink milk?
The milk over there is not real good from what we understand.
Wow.
Goat's milk, yeah.
It's goat's milk, and they don't serve it a lot. Most of the time, we'll be drinking juices, and if you order water in a restaurant, it won't be cold. It'll just be tap water. And we're going to, a lot of different foods. They eat a lot of fruit and different vegetables that we'll have to get used to.
So you guys will come back after this is over and tell us what it was like?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
at the end of the summer. When you come back.
Probably 10 pounds skinnier, too.
Yeah. Other questions from you guys?
Under Sport for Understanding, will there be other teams from other countries coming here, possibly?
Yes, there will. In fact, I think there might be some coming to Michigan. I'm not aware of which ones yet, but I know that there's a volleyball team from Germany is going to the Texas area and also Minnesota area on an exchange program, and very similar to what we're doing. They're coming over here for a month and living with host family, trying to get used to the American way, and it'll be same kind of cultural exchange for them as it is for us going over there.
You guys, excuse me?
Oh, hopefully most of us will, in the near future, maybe host some of these kids that we meet over there.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you think that, or do you think that now you would want to be a host family for this event? Any of you guys? Don't all answer at the same time?
Well, I would. I know I'd enjoy having somebody different in my house. I've always got the same people in my house. And, you know, somebody different, you know, you can learn a lot from different people from different countries.
Real quick question while we got time.
How much time do we got?
We're sitting here waiting.
All right,
okay.
great.
Are there all females on these teams? And if so, if they're just females, is there anything like this for males that can go over there and come back and participate in these sports?
Oh.
Yes.
I wonder why. Today's your birthday, right?
Yeah.
That's why you want to know. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, there is a boys team going over to Germany roughly about the same time that we are. There's also boys and girls sports co-ed on some of them, like tennis I think is a good example. And there's also just boys teams in golf. There's boys teams in a lot of the different sports. It's kind of unusual for a male coach to be taking 14 girls over, but
We've screened you really well.
yeah. So have their parents, so.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay to go to?
Myself?
Yeah.
No.
Will your family, your wife, be able to go, or just you?
No, they kind of discourage the families from going because we're going to be so busy, and to keep up with the activity is going to be really, it's going to be hard enough for me to keep track of 14 girls, you know, where they are, because I'm responsible for every minute of their time, where they're at. And
That's a big responsibility.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I take it as one, too.
And as pretty as these girls are? Okay, all
have to
those
worry
boys
about
in
the
Germany,
boys in Germany.
they've already heard that these girls are coming. You know?
Now, from what I understand, so I'll be living with host families. You won't be in a hotel room or
No.
anything. No.
And I think that's really important, that we get to know the host families. And each day we're going to have a little meeting, and they're also going to be writing journals for me and talk about their experiences, what happened in their families, and what things are really shocking them maybe, you know, and what things are really neat. And we really hope that when we leave Germany that we're just really super friends with the host families.
Once again, where can I find out about this fine program?
Probably the best place to start would be the Youth for Understanding office in Bridgeport, and just call them and they will give you the information, get out to you. Or you can contact myself and I'll be glad to get, no matter what sport you're interested in. You can reach me at 517-793-1041 at the school, and I'll make sure that the information is sent to you too.
I'd like to ask you guys, how do your friends feel about you going away?
I know a lot of my friends are really jealous. It's a chance that even I never thought I would have. And now, you know, my friends and my roommate especially at school is, you know, she wants to learn about it, but she doesn't really want to, you know, because she's kind of sad because I'm going, yet she's happy for me.
Right.
And she's going to miss me and she won't see me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of jealousy, but people are really interested too.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else got a comment? What about your families? Well, what about these shirts? I notice you're all wearing that same shirt. What does that mean? What does that shirt mean?
We're representing the Sports for Understanding. So when we go around, like for the card show, you know, we walked in, we had a nice sign that said "Meet the Team," and it was us. You know, we're just showing them, you know, they have a team that is willing to go over there and to represent. And so my family is really excited for me. My brother, he'll be a month without me, and so he'll be excited. But my family is really happy. Some of the students at school are happy, but like Sandy said, a lot of jealousy. But they're interested.
Well, you know, the good thing about that is when you come back, you can share with your classes and your other friends and your school all of the things and some of the things that you have had a first-hand experience at. Don't you think so?
I think one thing we would like to do is, after we do come back, is give something back to our community in Saginaw, who's helped us a lot. A lot of the sponsors, a lot of businesses have helped us, and I'm sure we're going to be asked to talk in front of groups and that. And these guys, Lisa's our camera freak, and she will be taking tons of pictures, I'm sure, and we'll hopefully do some presentations and get more people involved in this next year.
This question would be directed towards the teens. Would this be all of your first times going overseas or going to Europe?
Yes, it'll be my first time, and maybe my last. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'll be my first time. I've traveled within the United States, but into Canada, but
You guys
never
are planning.
overseas.
You're planning on coming back, right? Yeah. Okay. Who else?
This is my first time.
Okay.
And I would love to sometime travel, like to England and stuff, where I have family.
Have you ever been away from home this long before?
No, not this long. Maybe a period of 2 to 3 weeks, but never.
What do you
a
see all the
month.
great things your parents are going to do for you when you come back?
The great thing right now is sending me there.
Since this is your first time, will you be able to go back again? Can you do this again, or is it just a one-time only thing for you juniors? Will you be able to go next year?
Do you know?
I'm not really sure.
Yes, they can go back as many times as they
Did you
like.
hear that, guys? This could be the start of something new.
As long as they're not over 19 years old.
Okay, great.
I can go. And as long as our parents
Have the
let
money.
us go back and have the money, because right now it's done.
You think you'd like to
cost.
go somewhere else when you go back, or would you think you would like to go to the same place, Germany?
I'd like to go somewhere else, somewhere, England, Australia, somewhere there.
Thailand. Okay, I got my trip already picked out. As soon as I can figure out how to get a shirt, and if they make them big enough, I'm going to be ready to go. Anybody else with some last thoughts?
I just have one more question. This was just out of curiosity, directed towards your coach, not the team this time. So okay, I was wondering, is there any kind of strict dietary plan that you put your athletes on?
Yeah, they haven't found out yet what it's going to be. I think the girl from our school, Sandy, that's gone, knows somewhat what we do on tournaments and as far as eating, and we get into garden fresh bread and vegetables and peanut butter and everything. And so they'll find out very soon. They're also working on weight training and some other things right now.
Oh, well, I have another question then.
30 seconds.
About how long do you practice a day?
We're practicing right now once a week for 2.5 hours on Sundays, and a week before we leave we'll be practicing quite heavily. And once we get over there, it'll be 2 to 3 hours a day at least for our matches.
Now, what part of the year does all this practicing start?
It started last
Year
week.
round. Do you practice year round? Because you play in the regular volleyball season, but not all together on the
Right.
same team, right?
Most of them are playing Junior Olympics still.
What's Junior Olympics?
That's a AAU club that they were talking about in Saginaw, and all these girls are on it right now, playing in that. It gives them a chance to better themselves for hopefully college scholarships.
Well, excuse me for my ignorance, but what is AAU?
Amateur Athletic Association is what
Okay.
our union is what it stands for, and it's kids that want to work on a particular sport in the off season, and what it does right here is get all these kids together right now, and like they said, even though they're competitors, now they're playing together.
Happy birthday, and it's time for you to give us our out.
Well, I'm just really excited for all you guys, and I wish you luck in representing our country, and Germany, just watch out. And for all you teens out there, if you want to be one of us or one of them out there, just or if you just like us,
Come and join us.
Come and join us.
Write us.
Call us, or
Do something. All right. We'll see you next week.
Big drop in department store sales was a major